All right, Jarvis, I know we spoke the other day a little bit about this camp, but when you get out here, tell me about the feelings that you go through whenever you're working with some of these kids.
You know what, the feeling, I mean, is priceless to deal with the kids and to hang out with them, because a few years ago, I'm going to say about 15, 16 years ago, I was in the same shoes with these kids and strapping my cleats on and coming out in the summertime to get ready for the upcoming football season.
What does it mean to you to be a part of this each and every year?
It's very special because Albert Eli started the camp, and he passed away 2.5 years ago. So for us to continue to do the camp, because at one time we was going to stop doing the camp with David, his younger brother, but we continue to do the camp in remembrance of him, and also just being a River Parish boy and coming out here and got all these other high school kids that's from the River Parishes to come out to have a good time, to teach different skills, life lesson skills as well.
Being an LSU guy, do these kids know who you are? Do they know about your history at LSU? Do they know you have 2 Super Bowl rings with the Patriots?
I think most of the kids, they really don't know, because I was out there talking to some of the kids, and I think they really don't. So usually we talk after the program, and we kind of do like a Q&A. So I think when that time comes that we can relate it and just share some of my past experiences with these kids today.
What are some of those past experiences? Maybe something you learned at LSU or something you learned in the NFL that you're trying to teach these kids?
The biggest thing is just getting their education. I mean, they're so young, and a lot of the kids that's here at the camp, a lot of kids not going to make it to college or to play college football, as well as when they get to college to go to pro. So the transition is very minimum, as far as what you have with the risk. But the biggest thing is just teaching them their academics, getting their grades, getting ready for the summertime, hydrated, and doing the right things that they need to do to excel for this upcoming season.
Do you still follow along with LSU and Patriots? Do you still keep up with their seasons?
Is it cool for me to look at this? That's cool, okay. I do follow up still with the LSU. Now, I didn't go to a game last year, but a few years ago, I went to my first Saints game in the Superdome that I wasn't a player. So I went to 2 Saints games last year, and I went to about 4 or 5 Patriot games, because I'm an alumni, so I always go back up and I do different things with them. But this year, I'm going to try to make at least 3 or 4 LSU home games this year.
I guess there are a lot of expectations with LSU, with guys like Leonard, Fournette, and some of those other guys. They have a lot of talent on that team. Just maybe something that you learned while you were there that if you could pass on to them, what would you tell them?
I know when I was at LSU, my first 3 years was tough. I mean, we went to the Independence Bowl, and then 2 years in a row, we won like 7 games. So the things that they experience now is phenomenal, to win 9, 10 games a year, to play in the big game. So I know for them, they're pretty much on a microscope on what they do from year to year. And I know they have a great team with Fournette. He's the horse, he's the mule, so he has to go out and do those things. And when they need that extra yards or the first down, he has to know that he's going to be the guy to get the ball. Now, with the rest of the team and everybody, I think they got to play together, work hard, and right now is the time for them to perform and get ready for the regular season. And also, we got to just play 4 quarters and overtime if that comes up, to play the entire game and just play tough, physically.
Last question. As a Patriots guy, do you think it's silly that people are still talking about this Deflategate?
I can tell you this, man, that Deflategate thing is funny. I mean, I don't sit here and say the wrong thing, but I think, in the past you saw some of the guys. I remember the guy from back in Kringler. I mean, I remember when he said he deflated his balls. No big deal. And every other quarterback said they deflate their balls. No big deal. Why is it a big deal all of a sudden? I really don't know. I think probably because they just won the Super Bowl. I mean, when I was there, they had the Spygate thing. So a lot of things goes on, but when it's time to play football, I mean, the guys that ran the ball had no problem. So really, I think it's just a lot of crazy talk right now.
All right. Thanks for your time, Jarvis.